Today we're going to discuss and show proof of what appears to be missing drug evidence from the Volusia County Sheriff's Office that was handled by Volusia County Sheriff Adam Clausen and TFA Richard Cash. Mind you, these individuals work specifically with the Drug Task Force, so it makes sense if something was going on that it would be hard to detect. It appears from reports, evidence photos, or lack thereof, lab reports, no arrest, no drugs and evidence, and more, that these officers may be getting drugs off of individuals, falsifying their arrest on reports, and either saying that they arrested them or not arresting them at all, stating that it's pending lab report results, and then that either never happens or no charges are ever filed after the lab reports, and the drugs are nowhere to be found. I'll present the evidence, and you decide what you think about this. Stay tuned for another video that shows more officers from Volusia County Sheriff's Office lying on reports to possibly cover up the drugs they've taken. Don't forget to like and share to get the word out on this unchecked corrupt behavior. Now here we take you back to January 27th, 2022 to a traffic stop done by Sergeant Floriance where he pulled over Drew Daly. Now remember that case on my page with Drew Daly because all of their alleged evidence in convicting the black males will get interesting as I reveal more. You can read what he was pulled over for. I'm trying to show the suspicion of the missing drugs. So on this day, officers state, quote, unquote, a small baggie that contained multiple baggies with a brownish color substance consistent with heroin and fentanyl. The baggie was found under the hood behind the left side headlight. We also located several items commonly used as drug paraphernalia, metal shavings, crack pipes, Brillo pads, end quote. Then it goes on at the end to state, quote, unquote, the baggie containing the substance was turned into evidence for processing, and the plastic baggies were to be processed for latent prints. The approximate weight of the suspected narcotic is 68.8 grams. Charges are pending outcome of the test. End quote. No one was arrested for this, and the lab results came back later to be positive for fentanyl. No one has been charged, and after I requested these records, Richard Cash closed the case as you'll see on the documents presented here. As you can see on this document, TFA Richard Cash closed the case/report on March 24th, 2025, which is only a couple weeks after I submitted this request and only a few days before they released it to me. Also note, this is 3 years after the traffic stop. I also want you to draw attention to the fact that they did the traffic stop on January 27th, 2022, but TFA Cash alleges that he goes into Deland Police Department evidence and field tests the alleged drugs, in which it came back positive for fentanyl a whole year after the traffic stop in January 2023. Please also note that this is what officers went off of as to a warrant for Preston Ingram and the other black males in the case, a field test done a year after a traffic stop when officers can't prove that the defendants knew each other at all, but we'll save that for another video. Here we want to make a quick note on the Daily Dose case and how their affiants are not credible. We'll show more on that in another video. In collusion with other officers just to convict someone, and how their analysis not only has no evidence to match, but is just words on a paper that have no true basis behind them. Notice how the affiant states they have knowledge of the traffic stop, notes what was found, and also states that it wasn't until a year later that TFA Cash allegedly goes in and field tests the drugs found on Drew Daly. Again, no one was ever charged with the drugs. They appear to be missing from evidence, and everyone seems to be in collusion with whatever they are doing behind the scenes. Again, you be the judge. Here we have a property report, and I'd like you to notice the handwritten evidence charting done by J. Smith in blue ink. That's usually fine, but the original evidence sheet I reviewed in August 2023 didn't have J. Smith there or any handwritten note, which tells me that she more than likely wrote this in after I requested these records. And it also shows that they do not mind falsifying documents. This is a legal document. You cannot put any date you want on it. It needs to be accurate. Lastly, I'll allow you all to review the reports, drug packing slip, empty bags of drugs and evidence, and more. Remember, when drugs are found, there are certain protocols that are to be followed for evidence and the way that it's processed. There should be photos taken of the drugs at the scene, a chain of custody. The drugs should be put back into evidence after testing. Many of these crucial steps did not take place at all. How many cases are like this in Volusia County, Florida? How often do drugs come up missing from evidence or never make it to evidence at all? Again, You all be the judge and let me know what you think. More videos coming soon. Don't forget to like, follow, and share.